Let me remind us also that the Add in Your Water Works Phase 2 needs to be urgently concluded, and that new ones should be planned and implemented to ensure that Lagos is a functional mega city. A city-state without water leaves a lot to be done. And we must not forget to complete the Ekpe waste collection and recycling plants and finish the work at Olusoso in order to retain our ability to manage our waste. I must here acknowledge the current administration's efforts in completing about 17 different housing estates, but we urge that new ones must be planned, commenced, and constructed. I think that part of the transport planning efforts must include now, this is me just thinking, why is it that we cannot have many government offices beyond the local government now in our suburbs? Why should everybody come to Lauds? And if we have like these satellite offices, technology now allows us to link them together, and they're still functioning in a most efficient way. I think this will also reduce the pressure on transport services and infrastructure and commuting. This is a matter for the planner to think about. I must, of course, commend the administration for advancing the work on the blue and the red line, and also initiating work now. I hear from the governor's recent trip to China about plans to begin to finance the construction of the green line. And all of this deserve commendation. But while these works go on, I want to say that we cannot abdicate our state's far-reaching work on the bus rapid transit system, which was then the first in Africa. So that was a model from South America, Brazil, Colombia, and all of that. But it was the first time a BRT system was designed and built and operated in Africa. And I argue here, as part of a reminder, that what we need to do is to reclaim the BRT from the tyranny of tricycles, minibuses called Korope, while expanding our waterways capacity in order to achieve our intermodal transport objectives. Yes, there may be people who own tricycles in this hall. There may be people who operate Korope in this hall, and they will not like that part of my speech. At the time we tried to restrict the movement of motorcycles in Lagos State, I noticed some hesitancy in the cabinet meeting when we were discussing the bill that was supposed to go to the House. So I stopped the meeting and I called my chief of staff and asked him, why are our colleagues not embracing this? He said, "Oh God, they run motorcycles. They finance them, some of their family." I said, okay. But whatever it takes here, we will pass this law. We did, and thankfully, we listed X number of routes for the restriction to be implemented. The House of Assembly expanded the number of routes in a very, very life-saving and courageous piece of legislative representation. And the same thing happened when we were going to pass the law to reduce rent collection from multiple years to 1 year. I don't think any cabinet member even supported that law. But the power of the government sometimes can be used for being a good bully. So, Let me ask Dr. Sanwo to use his power to be a good bully. Because we must reclaim the BRT. We spent a lot of time, a lot of money, and we gained a lot of fame. We can't put that right under this. And I think, and let me be clear, for me, the proliferation of motorcycles, tricycles, and those minibuses on Lagos roads are in clear conflict. They're in conflict with the many commitments we have made on climate change. Because of their high greenhouse gas emissions. And our partners, those we signed these agreements with across the world, must be watching us with some concern. Are these people really serious? I have no objection if the motorcycles can be turned to CNG, if they can be turned, the Korokwe can be turned to, and the federal government is proposing now very massive fiscal reforms in terms of tax holidays, tax remissions in clean energy sector of our environment. But I think something needs to be done. That's another reminder. Of course, let me quickly go and try to round up now by pointing out that our world today is rewarding talent in an unprecedented way. Talent is being rewarded in an unprecedented way. So back in the time, we were forbidden for playing football, or for trying to be musicians, or for trying to be thespians. We had to go and study accounting, but the world has changed. And you can go and ask Mbappe's parents, or Cristiano Ronaldo's family, just what playing football now does, or our young international artists. So the world has changed. And the town planner must be conscious of this in how we now use our land resources to grow those opportunities. Because what used to be our own hobbies are now the professions of young people. This is their occupation. Playing football, sports, basketball, all of those. Singing, performing arts. And therefore, we must provide the...
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel GoldmyneTV and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.
Provide the answer in a large scale to the problem of youth unemployment. And I say that the answer is hiding in plain sight. It's tired at us, but we're not seeing it. So I want to remind us here that we should look at it. So the town planner, in my view, must now be thinking of where our new stadium will be, where our concert arenas will be, new film studios, and performance centers. So just imagine that we didn't have this. Where would we be hosting this? And as the country starts to expand our interstate roads and rail network, I think the planner must begin to envision the development of new housing estates and settlements within a few kilometers of each rail station and major federal highway interchanges. When the Lagos-Ibadan rails project started, as Minister of Housing, I wrote to all the governors across that route to tell their town planners to look for land of 20, 40, 30 hectares that were contiguous to the rail station and begin to develop new town settlements to them. That advice then is still relevant today. And so that once people find residence contiguous to 2 kilometers walk to the train station, they will live there. And this is the way I think we must begin to think. Of course, in planning these estates now, we must include all of these talent supporting infrastructure, the mini stadia, the town halls, the concerts, the recreational services and all of that. These are ingredient parts of state development plans that will then be executed in phases from administration to administration.
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel GoldmyneTV and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.